That's my baby. I'm dying.
That's my baby.
We're going at it at 110%.
I just want 5 minutes of happiness, please. Just give me 5 minutes.
And they scored! They did it!
Left.
What the hell was that? Oh, yeah!
What the fuck are you talking about?
What is going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, joined as always by my guy Brandon. It is Philly the podcast, and we are taking over A2D again. I had to take a little bit of a break. You know what I'm saying? People have lives. I apologize, but we are right back to get disappointed with all of our Philadelphia fans. So this show is supposed to go. Well, before we get into this, because I feel like this is going to become a rant. But shout out to Body Check Wellness, a line of products that promote wellness. We're going to probably need this. Promote wellness, balance, and recovery by using the full potential of hemp. They come in extracts, blends, gummies, and topicals. Use promo code A2D for 20% off of your order. Now, this show is supposed to basically be about the first 3 rounds. Obviously, as we were coming on, we just go and get a cornerback that looks like a linebacker, to be honest. Like from the highlights they were showing, he looks like a linebacker at this point. But we go get a cornerback. At least we fill that position out. I don't know much about the guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit here and act like I know much about the guy. Like I said, from the highlights, it looks like he's got a lot of potential to be like a guy that moves around a lot, kind of like the Kayvon Wallace type dude. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know. We'll start there, I guess. We'll start there. What was your instant reaction, I guess? I mean, I saw it. So,
but once it comes up cornerback, and I even asked you, I was like, who is this guy? He did play at Penn State at one point before transferring, but I feel like that cornerback's one of our biggest needs, and you've waited this long to try to address it. And I know that it doesn't sometimes you can pick a guy in the 5th round, 4th round, 6th round, whatever, and they could turn out to be pretty good. But you've had chances to get you had a chance at Asante Samuel Jr. You had a chance at other players that you chose to pass on. So, I mean, you got to hope for the best for at least this new kid. And I'll go look at his highlights later and kind of check out his stats and stuff. But I mean, look at really Howie. Someone, Nathaniel Hall. He knows.
It's just like like you said, he was playing at Penn State. Penn State's defense sucked last year. So if you couldn't get on, and I'm a Penn State fan, I love Penn State, but if you couldn't get on the field there, bro, and you had to switch to Texas Tech, I hope he pans out. I hope he's good. But I agree, man. You waited too long, bro. Like that, and this brings me. We're gonna probably mishmash all these topics just because we got the pick now, and I'm gonna go with the flow, But it brings me right back to the 3rd pick. It's like you saw how many cornerbacks went off the board in that 3rd round, and it was disheartening because I knew that pick. Look, and as I said this last night, shout out to everybody. Aaron Donald Jr. We got Aaron Donald Jr. So it is what it is, but hopefully he pans out. I like the kid as a player. But for what we need, this is like Jalen Hurts all over again. This is I don't hate the kid. It's not about him. It's not his fault. But it's like Howie. There was I understand best player available. He was no one's best player available. Maybe he was their best player available. Whatever. Maybe he was top on your board, even though a 30-year veteran, a 30-year scouting veteran didn't have him on his board. So I mean, there's signs that make this just really upsetting, and it's he could be a very good player. I'm not taking that away from him, but we did not need a defensive tackle at that point. We needed a cornerback or a linebacker. There is none of either now. Jabril Cox got taken. Chris Rumph from Duke is I don't know. What are we gonna do now? It's you didn't even put the carriage before the horse. We didn't even have a carriage. We don't have a horse. You just started walking and said, hopefully somebody picks me up, because this is just ridiculous. Yeah. But I don't know. No, how do you feel about that?
Right when they made the Milton pick, my wife and I were watching, and all of a sudden you see the scene of Howie giving. First of all, Howie looked like the only one hyped in the room. He's like, "Oh, camera's on, guys! Everyone, give me dabs." And the final guy was just like, "Nah, I'm not even really gonna touch your hand." I don't even know if they bumped hands. It looked like he was just like, whatever. And Howie does the What, you don't like this pick?
What's going on? What's going on?
What, you think I reached? And that's the thing. That's what was concerning about even picking at 12 in the beginning, right? Was getting out of the shore picks. And at that point, we knew that once we got into the later rounds, it becomes a crapshoot in a sense. Like Howie doesn't just take obvious or people on players' top positions and stuff like that. He goes for a reach. Now, maybe this Milton kid, I mean, he's fast for a defensive tackle. Said he ran a 4.62 40. Granted, we all know everyone ran some low fours this year, but he's athletic. The only thing that was a knock on him is like his arms are short. So for a defensive line, I'm sure they're pretty long otherwise for like your normal person. But I mean, you got to hope he pans out. But like you said, we didn't need a defensive tackle right there. We have good amount of defensive linemen, and I just don't get it. The only thing I can think of right now is maybe Howie's thinking we did draft 2 linebackers last year. We do have TJ Edwards. We have Alex Singleton. We just picked up Eric Wilson. So maybe to them, maybe it's just to us fans that we really think that we need to be hitting linebacker. And to them, they're like, we got guys. They just didn't play last year because they needed a season. Like a Jabril Cox probably needs a season before really getting out there, whereas maybe Sean Bradley and Davion Taylor needed a season. I think we kind of knew that coming into last year too.
I feel like I'm having flashbacks of a lot of different drafts. This is how I feel. After the first round was something I never saw before. I was excited. I was happy. He made a good choice. Like, did I want Micah Parsons? Of course. Like, there was obviously people that we all grow attached to, but like, I liked the pick. It made sense. The draft, the trade made sense. Everything worked out. I was like, okay, maybe he knows what he's doing. And then the second pick just gave me, I told you the other day, it gave me shades of Sidney Jones. It just like made me, and you can sell me on him. You can, it's a little bit of a tougher sell than it was for Sidney Jones, but you could sell me that he was the best center in the draft. He has the versatility to really play any position on the line. And, he might have been the best player on your board at that point. And injuries are injuries. He has a lot of them, and I mean, it's nerve-wracking. Do I think he's the best? Was he the most talented person on that board at that point, especially for offensive line? Probably. He probably was. But that's if he plays. You know what I'm saying? And that's a big if. So, like he said, Howie's doing Howie kind of things. And that's how I'm feeling right now. Like, you're just like reaching, bro, because that's that Landon Dickerson pick. I get it. But like, there were other players that you could have taken for positional need and still have the best, player at that position. So, it is what it is, but you didn't go that way. You went Landon Dickerson. That's fine. But recover in the third. Like, don't dig yourself a deeper hole, because now you just got another depth player. Like, you didn't even get, like, there's no way outside of injury, which nobody should be hoping for or guessing, you know what I'm saying, or assuming. Like, outside of injury, there's no way that I forget his name already. Milton. What's Milton? Williams? I keep wanting to say Marvin. I don't know why. But Milton, there's no way that Milton is going to see more than like 20-30% of the snaps, if that. So right. you drafted somebody so this screams Davion Taylor, right? Davion Taylor, you got another project. So it's like, come on, man. And then in the fourth, I'll look him up. I'm not going to sit here and act like I did not look him up. I don't know much about him.
They were just showing some of his like highlight plays or whatever that they do for the players. Maybe look kind of solid. I mean, I was just glancing over, and I'm sure that we need to do more. But I agree. I think the Landon Dickerson pick might have been an overreaction. Like, obviously, we all have the players we want. We know the positions that we needed, and getting a guy like Asante Samuel Jr. would have been cool because we needed a corner, first of all, and second of all, the whole nostalgia of having like his dad that was on the team, and then obviously his dad was a top flight corner, probably one of the best we've had in a very long time, and then maybe getting his son. I get it. And I think you brought this up in our group chat was, hey, we're going to have to start thinking of life after Kelsey. This very well could be his last season. And getting a guy like Landon Dickerson that maybe, I mean, Howie said this is not a red shirt year for him, but let's be real here. If your offensive line's healthy, he's not going to play.
No, he better play. He better play over Isaac Seumalo. That better be an instant. That better be the instant. I mean, he's played. He has, all right, I think he has 36 career starts in like 5 years. Anyways. But I think it's 36. I could be wrong. I know it's in the 30s. So he played, I want to say like 9 games or 10 of those games at right tackle. Like he's played left guard. He's played everywhere. So he's better than Isaac Seumalo right now. Like right now, he is.
Well,
if he plays,
if he starts,
that's the thing. If he plays
and he gets to start over Isaac, and then our offensive line is healthy. Let's say he stays healthy. If we don't go with these Brandon Brooks rumors and we stick with Brandon Brooks for the season, this offensive line could be really good in a sense. I mean, our offensive line was good before all the injuries. Our offensive line at times showed promise with the younger guys that we did get last year for depth purposes. So if this works out and he ends up starting week 1 or week 2, whatever, and is solid and stays healthy, then it's a good pick. I mean, it's not the sexy pick, and we all know that Howie does like to get in the trenches and all that. But I don't know. I'm just glad it wasn't like an offensive lineman from like one of like a small school or something. Like we got some.
Yeah. I'll take. Like I said, Landon Dickerson's not a bad. It's not a terrible pick. The injuries just scare me. But like you can't dig yourself a hole. You can't double dip on things that aren't needs. Like that's what doesn't make sense. It's like I would have been okay if you double dipped that wide receiver. Like I probably wouldn't have agreed with it. But it's like, all right, whatever. You think we really need that other wide receiver? Go ahead and get him. There's some really good wide receivers, but you instead double dip into 2 like not necessarily our needs. Like I can buy going into Landon Dickerson because I do believe that he's better than Isaac Seumalo right now. And honestly, if he stays elite left guard, don't even move him. You can move somebody like Nate Herbig to center or something. It gives you flexibility and it gives you assets. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we have a lot of young offensive linemen, and offensive linemen are probably right behind quarterback as far as value goes. Like you need good offensive linemen. We've seen that this offseason. We saw that in the Super Bowl. So, offensive lineman is never going to lose its value. So, hey, we'll see what we have with that. But it's just this latest pick.
What makes it even like just the cherry on top was and I hate bringing this up because we were talking about it all season and last year, blah, 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 was DK Metcalf and how he's saying he didn't want to go get someone that probably has had injuries and all that. And then he grabs a guy this year with plenty of them to talk about.
Yeah, he says, "Oh, we're not gonna reach. We're not gonna reach." I'm just tired of Holmes. Like he just be lying too much. It's like, bro, don't even talk at this point. If you're just gonna keep on telling me a lie every time, what is this dude's name? Who's this guy we just freaking? I'm trying to find his name. I've already forgot his name.
Oh, Zach Mcpherson. That's
his name. There we go. Zach Mcpherson is who we picked that fourth. I couldn't remember his name, but yeah, I mean, I don't know, bro. Like, and like I said, I'm not no, analyst or nothing like that. None of us are analysts, but it's like, bro, listen to your scouts, man. Listen to your scouts for once. Like, it doesn't make sense that every time it seems like it's a you pick. It seems like it's a you pick, and we all had hope that with that first round pick that we were like, all right, maybe we could get this going. Maybe Nick Sirianni's in his ear a little bit. It doesn't seem like it. It definitely does not seem like it. It seems like he's just going to do what he wants to do. So
unless they're both diamond in the rough type of type of people that they just see the intangibles and the workout, the individual workouts, and be like, all right, this guy has potential. I mean, I get it.
He do be hyped though. He do be hyped. He was like smacking people's hand. He was about to break Jeffrey Lurie's hand. Like Jeffrey is old, man. You can't be doing that. This man came up to him like, yeah, like, bro, he's like 80. Chill out.
If this Milton pick works out, our best year was obviously 2017 when we were able to rotate that defensive line. And no matter which rotation was in, we were getting productivity. So, I mean, if you figure you got the starting 4 being, if we're running a 4-3, is you got Barnett one side, Graham on the other with Hargrave and Cox in the middle. Then if you can get like Sweat in, and then if this Milton kid works out and he's just as fast, then you got 2 speed guys that can get after people and everything like that. So, I mean, there's potential. It's just like you said, we probably could have grabbed them in the 4th round. Probably there's a high chance unless someone was in Howie's ear, like, oh, we're taking that guy, and then they're chuckling in the corner trying to trick him.
This is just depressing, man. Yeah, there was so many, bro. I went into the second day with this on my mind. I was like, bro, we could end up getting Jeremiah Owusu. It would be crazy. We have 2 players that we could build our offense and then our defense around. boom, yo, Howie might know what he's doing. Then we take Landon Dickerson, and I'm like, all right, maybe he knows something. Landon's not a terrible player. I'm not, totally upset. And then I see Milton. I see ADJ go off. Aaron Donald Jr. go off. And it's like, bro, I give up. Like, I was so excited.
Imagine he actually ends up turning out to be like something spectacular.
But it's like Jalen Hurts. It's like, no matter what, if Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah becomes great, if Asante Samuels becomes great, we are going to compare either Landon Dickerson or Milton to him. Like, that's just what's going to happen. That's who we are. No matter how much people want to act like they won't, that's exactly what's going to happen. People are going to go, oh, look what's happening to this guy. Because people are already doing it with DK Metcalf. Like, and it's weird because they're doing it on the other side. Like with Landon Dickerson, if you bring up his injuries, they're like, but DK got injured. Like, he didn't get injured 15 times in 5 seasons. Like, Landon Dickerson literally got hurt every year. Like, he ended his season every year. So it's like, I mean, I just don't get it. Like, even the Sidney Jones, we should have learned from that. Not went deeper into that well. We should have knew, like, oh, all right, this didn't make sense. We went and got an injured, player, and it didn't necessarily work out for me. I said in a press conference before the season, I'm not gonna, get injured players. I'm not gonna keep older players. I'm not gonna keep that connection. And he's literally done the opposite of everything he said he was gonna do. And it's not even like he's saying. It's one thing if he was like, yeah, we're looking, we're not moving on from Carson Wentz to up his price. That's one lie I could eat. You know what I'm saying? Or lying about, a situation, not lying, but, kind of covering a situation to try and up a price or up a value on something. That's the type of lying you do. But when you know that you need to fix something, when everybody is that's literally what everybody's telling you, you need to fix this. And you acknowledge, that you need to fix that. That's not the lie you make. You know what I'm saying? That's not the lie you make. So I just don't get what it's going to take to get rid of this guy. Like, that's really what it's coming down to. Like, we're really going to have to, like, completely tank for this guy to be gone. And it's, like, so frustrating because it's like, I feel like we're a him away. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, if there was anybody in that position, anybody else in that position, we would probably be in a better situation right now.
No.
It's just so frustrating.
As I've been sitting here the last 2 days between yesterday and, like, even this morning, I've been anticipating a Zach Ertz trade to get us back up into these, like, the second and third round. What are your thoughts? Do you think we're going to just end up keeping Zach Ertz? Like, what do you feel like that would actually be more beneficial, us keeping him this year?
No, I mean, I think we're going to keep him. I do think we're going to keep him because we're not going to get the value out of him that they will. I don't think if maybe I could eat one of these 4th round picks, but once you get into the 5th round, bro, and even in the 4th round, there's really nobody on the board that I'm like, I gotta have him. Like I said this yesterday after we took that defensive lineman, it's like now you gotta just let the board fall to you because you screwed yourself. Like at the end of the day, you could have reached a little bit on a need and then came back up for somebody like Aaron Donald Jr. You know what I'm saying? I could have understood that, or even the opposite. Like we were talking about this on the other the show last night when we were streaming it. It's like you could have went the best defensive lineman in the draft, or defensive tackle in the draft, I should say, was Barrymore. A lot that was basically the consensus. You could have went that in the 2nd round, and I would have ate that. I would have been like, okay, you took the best player on your board. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not mad about the Landon Dickerson pick, but then you could have went offensive line in the 3rd round, and I would have, you know what I'm saying? It's just you should have took the best player. So like with Zach Ertz, what value does he have? Nobody's gonna there's still some good tight ends. There's a lot of tight ends that went off the board already to tight end needy teams. I don't see him going anywhere. There's no value from him right now. So right. And if we do keep him, if we don't keep him, I think it is what it is. Hopefully he wants to play. Like if he wants to play, then yeah, it's gonna benefit us because he's a good player. But if he doesn't want to play, we're gonna see
imagine that though. If they could work out their issues, and then you have Zach Ertz, Dallas Goedert, and then with Jalen Reagor, Devontae Smith, that could only benefit the rest of the team, especially a guy like Miles Sanders. Like this, if you keep him, and because like you said, at this point, what are you really gonna gain? What are we gonna get? Another 6th round pick? Like we already got 4 of those. Like what are the moves? Are you gonna end up trying to trade him for future next year picks? I don't know. I feel like I don't know.
He's gonna use all those 6th-round picks on quarterbacks. That's what he's gonna do.
It's a possibility. Maybe they'll get that Filippo dude from Arkansas.
Felipe Franks.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm good. He played for Florida too.
He transferred out of Florida.
He got pushed out of Florida. I saw him play in Florida.
But
he's not bad. He's pretty big. It's just like, man, I think we should go running back. Somebody said it here. Somebody said running back.
We do
Eagles need a backup running back.
It's true.
I think Chuba Hubbard is a good guy. I would look at. There's a couple running backs. I got to see who's still available, but there's a couple running backs that are good. We could still take Dylan Moses. Is Dylan Moses still available? I'm like talking and trying to look at the same time. It's not really working that well, but Dylan Moses from Alabama. We got an infatuation with Alabama. I would not be mad about that. Sean Wade, Tate Gowan. There's some good players. I'm trying to think. What safeties might be available? Man, just take somebody good, bro.
Right.
Take somebody good, because this is just I feel like we wasted that pick. And I like the first 2 picks. The second pick, he just needs to stay healthy, man. If he stays healthy, then it was a steal. But that's not a good thing to be worried about as an Eagles fan.
Now I know we reacted. We were there, obviously, on Philly for the podcast with that first pick. Talk about, just break down that whole sequence for yourself, between trading with the Cowboys, all of that, and then grabbing Devontae Smith. Walk us through your emotions, everything going on during that moment.
I feel like I'm being interviewed. I like Devontae Smith, man. Devontae Smith is a dog. I should be more excited about this job because of Devontae Smith, but everything else is just killing me right now. It's everything else is just killing my whole vibe. I'm not even gonna lie. These are just we could have such a better job. Devontae Smith, I hope is gonna be good. I saw him in the number 6. That looks good. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited for that. Mcpherson is a perfect scheme fit. Might have been a little rich, but I understand the pick. All right, we'll see. I hope y'all right. Every time somebody random gets picked, there's a bunch of people that knew about him. So we'll see. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of people that know exactly about him, but I don't know ish about him. I'm not excited about him.
If we end up running more zone than man to man, that could benefit some of the younger guys and everything like that. The problem
what could have benefited them was a linebacker that could have stood out there on 4 and 3. on 3rd and 4th down. That's what could have benefited them. Somebody that could still be a cornerback. I don't know if there was somebody named Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah that may have dropped us in the 2nd round that we could have got, that could have filled that role, but apparently that's not important. So I don't know. Hopefully, like you said, hopefully this means that they have faith in these young guys. We do have a whole bunch of picks next year. We had a whole bunch of picks this year. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm hoping that this works out, bro, but I just can't understand it. It needs to make it make sense, because no matter how good those players are, we didn't need them and they weren't top of the board. You know what I'm saying? So why are you reaching for people that you might think are great? You know what I'm saying? That's my thing. It just doesn't make sense to me. There's not hidden dev traits in the real world. You know what I'm saying? You might get lucky, but why? Why do that? If there's people that are clear-cut good players, go grab them. Barrymore did not tear his ACL 15 times. You know what I'm saying? Go grab him. You wanted a defensive tackle, right? We would be upset, but it would make sense. Why keep making the same mistakes? That's what kills me. And I know I'm being a killjoy. It is what it is. I'm usually always trying to be positive, but this is just ridiculous. This is exactly what we were dealing with last year. This is exactly what we were dealing with the year before that. This is it's literally the same thing over and over. The only difference was that we got Devontae Smith. That first round was beautiful. Maybe next year, because we got 3 first rounds, maybe we'll get 3 Devontae Smiths. Who knows? We'll get 3 good picks, and then the rest will just suck. Maybe that'll, maybe we're going to switch over, because we usually hit on mid-round, late-round gems, but I don't know, man. This is just the same thing over and over again. And it's you thought it would change, and it's not.
I hear you. I'm curious to see what we do with all the, are we going to be picking all those picks? Are we going to be trading one of them or 2 of them away? I'm curious to see what happens with these later round picks, since we have so many between the 6th and 7th round. And would any of them pan out? Or are they just going to be bodies in camp? I just.
They are gonna, I mean, hopefully, like Kayvon steps up. Hopefully, all of these young dudes that are on Twitter going ham. Hopefully, they all step up, man, because this is your chance. You're gonna get a chance now,
right?
You know what I'm saying? You're definitely gonna get a chance.
They could pan out. I mean, last year it felt like they didn't even get a shot. Like you get a couple plays. Like if you go and put in highlights, you're gonna get like a set of maybe 6 to 10 plays from each of those young guys. And they didn't really get a chance. And maybe it's because they did need a season to really learn and everything like that. So hopefully those guys do pan out. I mean, we did use a 3rd-round pick last year on a linebacker. So I could understand why maybe Howie didn't want to use another one this year, another earlier pick on a linebacker.
I can't. It's not like that. It's not like he even played. He couldn't make he couldn't play. And this is not no offense to him. This is no offense to him at all. You know what I'm saying? But it was a very basic ass system last year, and he couldn't make the field when our linebacking core sucked. And then our starting linebacker, that was probably the worst in the league, gets injured. It opens up the field, still couldn't make the field. So I'm not saying that decision making was the best as far as whoever was making the decisions on who was playing, but he didn't even make the field last year. If you didn't have faith in him last year in a basic system where you're not winning anyways. So it's not like you're putting them out there to, lose us games. Like, trust me, there's a lot of people doing that for us on this team. So it's not like you were putting them in a bad situation. If you didn't have faith in him last year, why don't you bolster that up? Eric Wilson is good. But he's not going to be an end-all be-all. He's not, I just don't. And he's not on a rookie contract. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing. This is when you make your core. This is why we won in a Super Bowl, because we had a solid core and we were adding to that. You know what I'm saying? You don't like grow a whole team. Like, it's just not how it works. You know what I'm saying? You get your core, no matter how stacked that core may be. Like Kansas City's core is mainly on offense, and they try to add a lot of stuff to defense. You know what I'm saying? Like, teams do that. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to add, build a core and then add to that. And we're not doing that. We're literally not doing that. We're just adding to stuff that we're already decent at or good at.
Adding to our core.
We're not though. Like our core. But that's not what you do. We have young offensive players. Like Javon Hargrave is 28. Like, that's not old. Fletcher Cox is still at his prime. Not his prime, but he's still got good years in him. Hassan Ridgeway has played well when given chance. We have young, if you want to get defensive linemen, that's fine, but you get the best one. You don't get a project. That's not adding to your core. That's adding project players. That's adding people you need to develop. Like that, it just doesn't make sense to me. We're going backwards, I feel like, to be honest. I like the first 2 picks, but these last couple picks, man. Well, we still got like 8 more.
Don't know too much about Mcpherson. Mcpherson could be something good.
That's a bad thing. No, don't nobody know anything about Mcpherson. Like, you don't pick somebody that nobody knows about in the 4th round. Like, especially with our history, it's not like we have a history of, like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm being negative, but
I mean,
I hope it works out for them.
It's tough because, we want, the guys we want. We want people that we actually have heard of. But there's so many players out there, and we could have picked the guy that we could be like, wow, that guy went in the 4th round. He's solid. Like, maybe we got that. Who knows?
Yeah, and we even had what's Holmes' name? Duke Riley, that you don't really like. But Duke Riley, we made him into a starter, and then he wanted to leave. So it's like, come on, like, people get a little bit of shine. They don't want to play for this team. So it's as far as linebackers, because we don't value it. Our linebacking core, huh?
Those coaches are gone now, probably for a reason.
Hopefully. But either way, our linebacking core was getting paid less than Jake Elliott for the whole last year. Like, let's not forget that. We do not value that spot. It just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. We've seen it be our Achilles heel time and time again, and we're just not going to change it.
Especially in coverage.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't get it. I don't get why. If you have an opportunity, you know what I'm saying? So, all right, let's see what Nathaniel says. He says, okay, I calmed down a bit. Looked at Zach. And that's just a weird name, Zach. Like, why are we picking all these weird-ass names? But anyways, we got, Merlin. What's his name again?
Milton.
Milton. So we got We got Marvin the Martian, and we got. Let me stop because I gotta stop talking. Anyways, we got Zach Murray. He says his tape is okay, but I just don't trust this kind of pick when you don't value Sean Wade, but give a Big 12 DB the benefit of the doubt. Howie logic. Yeah, man. He said we passed on Joke. Remember, that's the thing, bro. Like that's gonna be the theme. That's gonna be the theme of last year, bro. Of next year. And I'm ready for it, but damn, this is gonna suck, bro. This is gonna suck.
You're always gonna miss out on a player that's gonna end up doing good for another team. It is what it is. There's always gonna be that one player that, like, dang, we missed that person. Dang, we missed Alvin Kamara. Dang, we missed all these dudes. Because some of these guys did drop, and all the teams missed them, and one team grabbed them. And yeah, Joke might kill it, but so could Landon. Landon could be our future offensive lineman.
Plays linebacker.
No, but we do need offensive line wins you games.
I mean,
that's literally
not having those. Like we literally had the worst linebacking core in the league. Like our linebacking core was definitely losing this game
last year.
But our linebacking core was definitely losing his games. I mean, we can literally look at games where we were getting tortured by tight ends.
I mean, yeah, and I was gonna say so was our corners, but then you could have addressed corner too. So it is what it is. But I mean, we had a guy fixing his wristbands during the game on our offensive line last year. That's how bad it was.
Yeah, but there was a lot of injuries last year. So I mean, I don't, you add another injury-prone guy, get injured with these guys. So at least everybody can hang out when y'all all injured together.
That's what I'm saying.
Culture. I mean, I hope it works out. I like I said, I like the first two picks. I really don't mind Landon Dickerson. It's just, I get nervous. That's the only thing. I get nervous with his injury history. So I'm not mad at that pick. But it's just frustrating. I just was obviously had my own vision of how this was going to go, like of how, everything could have went, all the possibilities. And I was even saying, like, before the draft even began, I was like, there's so many players that he can pick that is going to be really hard. Like, he's going to really want to mess it up, to mess it up. And I feel like he was like, all right, bet, grab my beer. Let me show you a little something. Because he's like, I hope they all work out, though. I hope they all work out. I hope that defensive lineman is Aaron Donald Jr. 2.0. You know what I'm saying? That's
even if it's Aaron Donald 0.5, that'd be legit.
I'll take it. I mean, he got to change his name, though. I keep forgetting his name. We got to figure out like a nickname for him.
Royal. He'll make you remember. Watch this season.
Exactly. Just
when he gets
make me remember.
But what team in our division do you think is kind of like stealing the show that might just kind of run away with it this season? Or you don't think no one really has gotten that much better?
Cowboys. I hate to say it.
Yeah.
Cowboys are kind of killing this draft right now. I'm not gonna lie. It is what it is. They are addressing. They are doing what we should have freaking did. They are addressing their biggest need, their defense. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be D-line, cornerback, whether it be linebacker, they're getting what they need, man. And they're doing it right, bro. Like, they're doing it right. I can't hate on them. And it sucks because, like, we were in position to do the same, bro. We are definitely in position to do the same, and we're just not. So I definitely give it to them. I think the Giants are getting, I think they're upset about the Kadarius Toney pick. I think they're okay with it at this point, you know what I mean? But I think they obviously wanted Devontae Smith, so it kind of stings. But other than that, I think they've made some decent picks. I don't think they are making any crazy, earth-shattering picks.
Right.
I don't know much of what Washington took outside of Jamin Davis, to be honest. So I couldn't really tell. I know Jamin Davis was kind of a reach, but we'll see. They are pretty good at defense. So I mean, I'm not gonna question them. If they think he's gonna be good, maybe he will be. Shoot. They haven't really taken many busts when it comes to defense. So.
Right, and they have a defensive-minded head coach. So
exactly. So I think they're all doing better than we are right now. Shoot. Devontae Smith was a great pick, though. I'll say that.
Yeah, he was already at a Sixers game last night with Brandon Graham and Jalen Hurts. So, or the night before, whichever night it was.
Damn, I never even went to a Sixers game with them. They don't call me.
Dude has the freshest suits in the game. This guy's ready to be a professional. But, yeah, I feel like you're right in a sense that these last couple picks have kind of took over the excitement in a sense. But the fact that we traded with the Cowboys, our arch nemesis, in order to get Devontae Smith, that was pretty dope. And I'm excited because I think that's going to help Jalen Reagor a lot. I think Reagor, in his own right, if he stays healthy and doesn't get weird injuries like breaking fingers and stuff, like, I mean, that's not really weird for a wide receiver, but it's going to help him get open more. I think especially if we keep Zach Ertz. I think if we keep Zach Ertz, it's going to be okay.
I just, man, if he wants to play, that's my whole thing. If he doesn't want to play, bro, just go. We'll figure something out. Even if it's a third round next year, fourth round next year. Like, at this point, I don't know. I just don't want people moping around no more. I'm tired of all that. Let's, if we're going to be bad, at least let's try. Like, I want to see some fight. You know what I mean? Like, that's all I want to see. I want to see this team fight. So if we're going to be bad, we're going to be bad. It is what it is. But, I mean, we could be good, though, because that offense could be really good. We got a lot of young defensive players. We got a lot of good defensive coaches. I mean, I don't love the picks, but I'm hoping that they have, some type of say in it as far as the coaching staff goes. I'm hoping that these are their picks, and I will shut up. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it is their picks, I'll shut up and I'll let you do what you do then. If you this is who you want, okay, I'll shut up and let's see what happens. But if these are Howie picks, bro, we're just gonna be in the same boat as we've always been. Like, maybe we get lucky though. Maybe we get lucky. These guys all hit. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you never know. I mean, and I was also thinking we also moved Jannard Avery to linebacker, who was another person we used a 4th round pick to trade for. So maybe there's a method to the madness. Maybe
now he's back at defensive tackle. Now he's back at defensive end though. He went back to the defense. Or no, he went back to line. No, he went back to D end. Where did he go? Is he on the D end or?
I thought he went from D end to linebacker this offseason. I could be
okay, so he's back to linebacker, and he's got speed, but we'll see. I mean, we'll see. I don't think he's gonna be that good.
No enthusiasm.
You traded for him 2 seasons ago? That's what we do with our mid-round picks now, and that's what he values. That's what he said at a press conference, that he basically values day 2, day 3 picks way more than the first round. So it's like that's what you do with the picks you value. You trade for somebody that doesn't go back to their natural position for 2 years. Like, right. I don't get what's going on. Like, Cowboys are back on the clock. They're gonna probably take somebody world beaten. They need a wide receiver. Like, there's no way they don't scratch that itch. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way they go a whole 7 rounds and don't get no offensive weapons. Like,
right.
Tylan Wallace is there. That would make sense for them.
I
wouldn't be mad. Huh?
I was just to say we probably wouldn't have Devontae Smith if it wasn't for the Broncos taking Patrick Surtain. Like, I feel
we wouldn't. We definitely wouldn't. Those 2 cornerbacks going back to back were big, because I think we wanted J.C. Horn. I'm sure both of us wanted J.C. Horn. I think either of us would have been cool with whatever cornerback fell to us at that point. But yeah, it definitely made us, made it an option to do that. And I think the Cowboys knew that. They were like, oh, all right, you want Devontae? Yeah, come on, bro. We about to take Micah. F the Giants. You know what I'm saying? Who cares? Yeah, it's like, who cares?
It's so pretty, though. Like, we getting Devontae Smith, the 1st round pick, for essentially a 3rd round pick. Wallace is gone, bro. Like,
well, then I don't want them to have him anyways. I don't know why I'm all upset. Like, damn, they can't get Tylan Wallace. I just want to see them take it. They took nothing but defensive players. This is not the Cowboys I'm used to. Oh yeah, they got Keanu Neal too.
Not good. But I mean, yeah, we need to. I feel like these last picks are all going to be pretty much defensive picks for the Eagles. And I just can't see more wide receivers being picked at this point. Maybe if someone falls or something like that they like. But I feel like we're going to see a lot of defensive players. Maybe
I gotta see who's actually available still, because I mean, I wouldn't mind another wide receiver. I like a late round receiver, because there's a lot of good late round receivers, and we have 25 6th round picks. So go ahead. But there's a couple linebackers. I want to say it was Sora yesterday when we were on the members chat. He was talking about Patrick Johnson. Why does Jabril Cox still say that he's available? Because he's not, right?
No, the Cowboys have him.
Yeah, these are weird. Sean Wade is another guy. Is he still available?
I feel like, I don't know.
But there's some guy, Kate Johnson from South. There's a couple guys I wouldn't be mad at. I like Calvin Joseph. A lot of people don't like Calvin Joseph. I liked Calvin Joseph.
Well,
I mean, these dudes got a good defensive. Huh?
That you don't like him no more.
Yeah, no, I mean, these dudes got a good draft, man. I really can't hate on the Cowboys draft, man. They really went hard.
Yeah.
And we could have done that, but we didn't.
We could get a safety. We can get Jamar Johnson from Indiana.
He's not bad. He's actually not bad. I wonder. Look at that. See, he's throwing his.
We could turn this around. We could be the late round miracles. I don't know. That could be our motto.
That's always our thing. We always get a bunch of. He said, "Yeah, Sean Wade." I would not mind Sean Wade at all. But what's it called? Yeah, we usually do hit on the mid round, on the late round picks. It's just like when you have players that you know are great, like just take them. I think my thing is mad behind. Oh yeah,
So, I mean, obviously, what are your thoughts on Howie's offseason so far now? I mean, I know we still have the rest of the day with all the rest of the picks we got, but as of right now, what are your thoughts? I know, what'd you say? You gave him a B before?
See, right now, if I taking in all the trades, everything, like if it was anybody else picking, I'll give him I would give him a good grade. Like if it was anybody else picking these draft picks, I'll give him like a straight up like A. Like that, because everything he's done leading up to, you know what I'm saying? You can't say Diablo's name on the stream because every time y'all say his name, I get like cut off or demonetized. So y'all know how that goes. Last time we was looking up this dude's highlights and it just cut my stream off. Like it just cut my stream off in the middle of it. But either way, yeah, no. If it was anybody else making the picks, I would love it. Like trade wise, free agency wise, contract wise, I loved what I saw. You know what I'm saying? Trading back up to number 10 to get Devontae Smith was dope. You know what I'm saying? You didn't give up too much. We still got 3 potential first round picks next year, at least 2 first, 2 seconds. So I love everything. But then, you know, he had to show up to the draft. If he never showed up to the draft, I would, you know what I'm saying? Because he could have made those trades from home. He could have made, you know, like he could have just signed off, you know, fax it to him. Call them up, they're good. You know what I mean? He don't have to do nothing else other than that. You know, I feel like the senior advisor right now, Tom Donahue. I feel like Tom Donahue right now. So I'm not.
You know what? There were people when I was watching last night on Bleacher Report. I think it was like the Lefko show or whatever. The 2 guys, I think they had Aqib Talib and then somebody else that basically they gave us a B for that pick, for that Milton Williams pick, saying that's part of what
Talib loved everybody, bro. I like Aqib Talib. He's cool, bro. But like, come on, that dude literally every person this guy is a dog. Oh my God. I can't believe he fell to 355th pick. Like, this guy is a dog coming out of Wawa University. Like, bro,
Wow.
this dude, like, I even tweeted at him. I was like, bro, you can't love every prospect. Like, every single prospect that came out. Like,
negative. He's a former player. He's like, man.
Yeah, he's showing love. He's showing love. I'm not mad at it. But it's like, bro, every single person that got picked, he was like, oh, I can't believe this dude even dropped this far. Like, bro, we're in like the 4th round. Like, what do you mean? Like, you know, like this dude's a kicker. What do you mean you're surprised he dropped this far?
Right.
Like I said, if it works, it works. But the optics are everything. That's all I have right now, right? Like, you know, you eat with your eyes first. So right now, this plate is not looking appetizing. You know what I'm saying? This plate is not looking appetizing. Once we take a bite of the season, once we start getting into the main course and everything, maybe I'll change my mind. Maybe, you know what I'm saying, looks are deceiving. But, you know, some of the ugliest people got the prettiest souls, right? You know, so. But I'm not like this is an ugly team right now. Like, this is not what we wanted. This is not what, outside of Devontae Smith. This is not what we wanted. Nobody really wanted Landon Dickerson. I did say he would be like a surprise pick. I said even at 12 because I did think he was a top 20 player. To be honest, like he was the best center on the board outside of injuries. So like I knew he had the talent. That's why I'm not too mad. It's just there were other people that I wanted, but like. I'm not too mad about it, but it's just this isn't what we needed. I feel like this isn't what we wanted. Obviously, it doesn't matter really what we want.
It doesn't.
I feel like it was obvious that this is what we needed. That we needed a linebacker. That we needed a cornerback. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I don't know. And how far did you think you were reaching? Because like that's the thing. Like I could understand if you feel like, all right, well, listen. I keep on forgetting Milton. I'm gonna remember his name. I swear. I'm really not even doing it on purpose. Like I keep forgetting his name. I keep wanting to say like Marvin. I don't know why. But anyways, Milton, like if you had him high on your board above somebody like trying to think who was even there in the third round. But like, if you had him that high above people that were there, I don't know. That's kind of scary to be honest. Now I'm kind of questioning your scouts. You really didn't think he would be there another round? Like, I don't know. I really don't know. It just doesn't make sense. It really does not make sense because we didn't see a lot of reaches. I think Jamin was like probably the biggest reach. And Jamin was like looked at as like maybe a second, maybe third round.
Maybe the Raiders picked too, that Leatherwood kid, the left tackle.
Leatherwood, yeah, they just didn't want him at all. That was kind of a bad pick. I forgot about that one. That was kind of a funny pick. Hey, but I think that was another one too. That it was just depending. It was the people that were still there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would not mind Dylan Moses at all. I would not mind. That's what I'm saying. There's still players that are still available.
We won't.
That's the thing. It's like, and that's why even before the draft, I was telling you, I was like, bro, there's a bunch of players that I think we could get at 12, and I would be ecstatic to get them. But it's tough for me to get excited because I know he's not going to do it, right. I know he's not going to do. And Dylan, and honestly, like I love Devontae Smith. I think he's a great player. I've said that before, but he wasn't my top guy. He wasn't the guy I really wanted, but I liked him. I loved that pick. I loved, having him on the team. So I'm not mad at it. He was one of the guys I wanted. Obviously, you grow attachment. So I get that.
Right.
But bruh, like
this is my top three. Devontae
he was definitely I'll say top three. Yeah. Because I think it was like between him and Waddle and Micah for me. Like those were really I wanted a cornerback, but I thought those three were better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I would have been cool with like a JC Horn or a Patrick Surtain. I just thought those three were better fitted for what we need. You know what I'm saying? Like team need wise. So that's where I was, but like it's just he went totally off the Richter. Like, let's go get a lineman. Let's go get a D lineman and an offensive lineman. And I get it. We hit on those a lot. But damn, bro, you got an injured, like 4 injuries, bro. Like that's a lot. 2 ACL tears, that's a lot.
in the same knee or opposite knees?
I'm not sure. I mean, how many times can you tear the same ACL twice?
Yeah.
That would suck.
Yeah.
That's
why I'm really wondering, because if it was both in the same knee twice, then I don't know what you're thinking.
Like, even if it's not like how many ACLs you going to get, like how many times can you regrow an ACL? You got to give him like some rubber bands as an ACL at this point.
At this point, he probably does. The way that they probably attach them, he probably wears the knee braces, and you just have to pray. You just got to hope that these guys pan out, man, especially with the injury.
Like, damn, bro, I was trying to get my custom emojis, but I'll be on the A2D. Yeah, I'll be live on Philly podcast later tonight, probably. We'll maybe like a members only. I'm kind of tired of this draft. I'm just like, I'm just so mad right now. Like,
hey, we got the picks. We got time. We'll see. And,
it's just such a Howie draft. It's such a Howie draft. That's what really kills me. It's like I really don't hate the players. I don't hate nothing that's really happened. Like, do I think like the third round? Yes, I think it was kind of a stretch, and I don't even want to talk too much about the 4th round guy because I don't know much. So I don't want to talk out my backside. But like, and even watching actually after the tear, the ACL usually is stronger than before. Oh, so maybe he got bionic. Maybe he's bionic then. Maybe we good. I hope so. I hope not. But if he hits, bro, he is a steal in the 2nd round. But we were saying the same thing with Sidney Jones, and that was one injury.
Right. But Beck, yeah, I still think Sidney Jones, if he had another year, he would have been straight. Or
yeah, I think it was coaching mostly.
Yeah, I think we prematurely knocked him off too.
Yeah, as long as Landon Dickerson don't want to become a firefighter in 2 years, I guess I'll be good with it. Like that,
I mean, you have to realize at least we didn't reach on him in a sense. Like that's a guy that could have been top 20 and fell to the ground. We didn't,
and that's what
on our first 2.
Yeah, and that's what pisses me off about the 3rd. It's like, why start there? You could, like we said in the beginning of the show, it's like, bro, you double dipped into not necessarily our needs. Like I can eat that we took. Oh, Zach was the 3rd ranked cornerback last year by PFF. What's that worth? I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I like PFF, but they said some crazy stuff lately too. I mean, but that is worth something. I'm not going to discredit that.
That means he has some
something,
potential. Yeah. I mean, shoot, maybe we did get somebody. And the thing is, we don't need. He doesn't need to be like the next Darius Slay. He doesn't need to be the second coming right now.
We just need
guys that can hold their own. We can't have like Jaquette being thrown into the fire and having whatever his name is from the Cowboys have like over 100 yards within the first half. Like that can't happen.
50 tackles, 4 interceptions.
I
hope he's good, man.
I like
corners that
he's tackle.
Well, you saw it if you were watching. Like I was watching a little bit of his highlights. And like I said, I don't base my opinion off highlights because like highlights are
everyone looks
literally exactly. You put my highlights together, I'm looking like Denzel on this podcast. So, but no, real talk. Like you watch a couple of his highlights, he seems like he's down in the box a lot. So maybe it's like a Malcolm Jenkins type pick. Maybe it's he'll move to safety type guy. Who knows?
On the board, I think that Morrissey dude. Maybe we'll snag him in the late round.
I would love. That's where I'm at right now. Tate Gowan. He follows me on Twitter. Shout out to him, and he's a dog, bro. He is a dog. Jimmy Morrissey could play center right away. Shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? Take who else? Simeon Smiley, Shane Simpson. We need all these positions. So maybe they saw my interviews and were like, well, just take those guys. They seem nice. They seem like good guys. Because that's what they did with Milton. Look at that. You see that? You see that? That's what they did with Milton, though. They didn't even meet. They didn't even go to his pro day. They didn't go to his anything. They just called him.
He has a 40-inch vert. He jumps 40 inches off the ground. So, that's good for batting balls down at the line.
Yeah. All right. Maybe
Carson Wentz was infamous for getting the ball knocked down at the line, despite being 6'5". So
maybe he's a secret weapon for next year when we play the Indianapolis Colts.
He's
just going to be there batting down balls. I forgot what the topic was. I'm terrible. We haven't been on here in so long. All right, so this is what the question was.
Oh,
Tom. Yeah, Tom's probably gonna beat me up. I'm sorry, Tom, bro. It's been a while. We upset. It is what. I'm upset. And when I'm upset, I just vent. But anyway, so the actual agree to disagree topic, the poll question is Howie is winning the draft. Do you agree or disagree that Howie
there was like an indifferent?
There's not. You can't be indifferent. There's not. What would it be? It would be A-I. A-I-D.
This might not be the popular vote, but I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna say as of right now, and by winning, I mean winning for what we need in a sense, winning in a not like winning the NFL draft, but it's not a bad draft. I mean, we got Devontae Smith without giving up a future first. We got Landon Dickerson, who could be a future starting offensive lineman, who, like you said, was a top 20 talent. We just got to see about the injuries. Milton, he's mad athletic. He's fast. I mean, we do like to have the defensive linemen that like to pin their ears back and just go up the field and get after the quarterback. And that's what Milton can do. This corner, PFF had him. No, I'm just kidding.
I knew this. PFF. It was funny. You was watching. I don't know. You probably was knocked out. Like last night, I don't know why, but we streamed literally the whole draft. Like it was just me and a couple of the members. And one of the dudes came on. My boy Mike. He came on. He was like, "Y'all sleep. Y'all watch football." But Milton is that dude. Blah blah blah. And he shows me his mock draft that he did a week ago or something like that. He had Milton, but he had him at the 5th round. I was like, you kind of proved my point. But hey, it is what it is. But
he was going after your boy last night. I forget his name.
It was hilarious. That was hilarious, to be honest. They're probably gonna end up best friends. That's how it works. You know what I'm saying? That's how you become friends. Is you got to go at each other first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Taylor Powers says fire Howie. That's my answer. I respect that answer.
So
look,
what's your answer on this?
Look, I'm gonna say hell to the nah. I'm not mad at his draft. If he wasn't picking, I'll say that a million times. If he was not picking, I would agree. He's done everything book-wise that you should be doing. But this last draft, pick, it's just not the fourth round. The third round, you just like shot yourself in the foot. You saw all those cornerbacks come off the board. The Landon Dickerson pick, I feel like, is one of those picks that you should just not make based on your own history, and that might not be fair to Landon Dickerson. You know what I'm saying? But like, you should have, we've been here before. This is not the first time that if Landon Dickerson gets hurt, people are going to say, hey, we knew this coming in.
Right.
So, it is what it is, man, and I'm very nervous. At this point, I was hoping to be very excited. I was very excited after the first round. You know what I'm saying? But like, to be honest, the second and third round picks just come with so many maybes and if they and it could be, you know what I'm saying? Like, It gets me nervous. This fourth round guy, off my own research, PFF had him. No, I was gonna steal. You ain't stealing, so I was gonna steal it. No, but I mean, look, if they pan out, I would love that. I hope that they do, and they all seem like good players. You don't make it to the NFL from being trash, but
facts.
This is not what on paper. This is not what I thought we needed. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people had different visions of how this draft could go, and I feel like we had opportunities for this draft to go even better than a lot of us thought it would have. You know what I'm saying? If we would have went joke in the second round, if we would have went, a lineman in the third round, we would have ate that. I would have ate that. If like, so you took 2 starters in the first round, guaranteed, and you might have that with Landon Dickerson, but that injuries,
maybe he's out of his injury bug. He got it out.
Maybe it was a phase. It was a phase. He had an injury phase.
Now
he's growing up.
He has the money now. He's gonna get the Russell Wilson treatment. He's good.
Yeah, now I agree with King Corey saying none of these players are guaranteed. Sadly, that's just the game of football. That's 100%. But you got to like look at every facet of their. Like they ask weird ass questions at the interviews, right? Like, is your mom a stripper? You know what I'm saying? Do you like Frosted Flakes? Like, they ask weird stuff. But when you see somebody get paid injured four times, that doesn't raise a red flag. Like, You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not something. And then you didn't even go to this guy's pro day. You don't even know who this guy is for the most part. You just called him and liked him over the phone and picked him in the third round. Like, what is that? Don't even tell me that.
Football film. I got to go back and look at Mr. Milton.
Don't even tell me that. Those are some things you just like hold to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we didn't even meet the guy. Like, we just called him. He said he loves football, so we signed him. Like, what?
That's enough for me.
I mean, yeah. Hey, and he sounds like Aaron Donald Jr. already.
There we go.
This is gonna be bad. But I mean, I will say this: we do have. That's true too. He says the problem is we don't know. That's the wrong one. He said problem is we don't know enough. There's some stuff they know about medicals that we don't. That's true. If he checks out medically, then hey, you know what I'm saying? But I'm still nervous. It doesn't make me less nervous about it.
Right. They must know. Howie is very like he's saying that this is not going to be a redshirt year. They knew when they drafted Sidney Jones, it was going to be a redshirt year for him. They're saying that this is not going to be a redshirt year for him. So maybe it's all talk just to make us happy, but I mean, he's putting his name on all this. At the end of the day, this is his job to lose.
That's the one silver lining right there. Although I don't think he'll ever get fired. Like, I think that man is gonna die a Philadelphia Eagle. Like, I feel like before he passes away, they're gonna put him in his coffin. He's gonna sign one last bad contract. That's like he's gonna like literally what's the word? He's gonna restructure somebody on his deathbed. That's how he's going out. I can see it. He's never leaving Philadelphia. But if this blows up, like maybe this is finally the time that they're like, all right, Howie, pack your bags. It's time to go. But
right.
I mean, a man can dream. I will say one thing that we said yesterday. We do have the all comparison team. You know what I'm saying? Because we do have Aaron Donald Jr. We got Reggie White. You know what I'm saying? And Derek Barnett. I'm sure there was some crazy. Who was it that J.J. Watt? Who was J.J. Watt for a little while? Joe Osman was J.J. Watt for a little while. So, hey, if we could play their comparisons, if they live up to their comparisons, we're gonna have an amazing team. But so, what are you looking for now? I mean, we got We're going into the 5th round. We got 1 pick there.
And
then we got like 25 picks in 6.
7 picks between the last 2 rounds. I'm looking for some more depth at the defensive back position, linebacker. I mean, and maybe a running back, like you said. I didn't really think about the running backs. We do have Miles Sanders. We do have Boston Scott, but we definitely do. And we got Jordan Howard. So, I mean, do we – yeah, you can grab a late. And then we also have Huntley. And so, I mean, we do have running backs. I mean, I'm not too worried about the running backs. I think we need to really focus on getting defense and letting them go compete and get the best guys on the field.
I need one more player that I actually know. That's it. Just give me one more. Out of the 7 that you pick, if you're going to go and like pick a bunch of random ass players, go ahead, whatever. But give me one player I know. Give me a Tate Howard. Give me a Dylan Moses. Give me somebody. Give me somebody that makes sense, man. Anybody that makes sense. Because, it's Sean Wade. Anybody that makes sense. Because right now I'm just like a little nervous. And I'm looking to make sure they don't trade Zach Ertz for pennies, bro. Because if we trade him for like a 6th round pick, I might lose it. I might legitimately lose it. So I don't know. I hope that we figure it out.
To be honest, because that would just be like you wouldn't even get that approved in Madden. We wouldn't even let that go through in a Madden trade, let alone in real life. Like the guy, he's turning 30, sure, but he could play at least another 3-4 years and give you productivity. And for a 6th round pick, that'd just be devastating. That'd just be so trash. So trash.
Facts. And everybody gonna be like, there's people saying that I'm being too negative. That's cool. The same people that you guys are hype over them, giving them the Eagles are A- are the same people you guys were bashing a month ago, saying that they have no idea what they're talking about. So keep the energy because I'll keep mine. But either way, shout out to A2D and everybody. If you guys have fun, be sure to come check us out at Philly the podcast. I'll probably be more positive later. Hopefully, maybe not.
You got to let it digest.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I'm still letting everything sink in. Letting everything sink in. But yeah, other than that, y'all know what it is, man. It is Fly Eagles Fly. We are out here. Peace.